purist.
I'm a pessimist. So
You're a mallard purist?
No.
A pessimist?
But no, I didn't. I don't remember shooting any green wings.
Is that too loud? Travis, one day you're going to learn how to do this thing. Look.
Hey, it's hard to adjust this to a sexy face.
This is recording. This is what I have to deal with, folks, every time. Thomas is finally trained. He's a young millennial, yeah. He's a young buck. The year of the Spoonies. I think that's what we're going to talk about. I got an interesting information from the California Waterfowl magazine, summer 2022. Shout out to California Waterfowl, Ducks Limited, and Delta Waterfowl. Organizations that you can support for waterfowl.
I have something to say about that.
Go ahead. I'd like to hear what you had to say about that, actually.
All right.
Because I know it's probably the same thing I'm thinking.
So today a client came by to pick up a bird, and he was telling me that actually CWA was giving them like a grant for their club so that they could run water, start like in May or something like that. Yeah. To put water on the club.
Wow, that's early.
To help the breeding, the breeding birds, which I thought was a great thing because a couple months ago I was over at our local refuges, and all the ponds are bone dry, and hunters were the ones that are putting money into, habitat and things like that. But where do we see the profit of it? Where's it at? And it's like the birds need nesting habitat, especially here in the Central Valley with the lack of water. So where are they going? And if they're going to these isolated areas where there's water, then my thinking is you're gonna have more predators there because that's where the birds are at, right?
It's easy access.
It's not spread out, So I thought that was cool that CWA was actually, giving them money to help habitat. Yeah, putting it back in there where.
But then my question is the government going to allow them to do that? Because you can pay for it, but you're only allotted so much water, right?
Yeah.
Unless you just give them money. So is it?
I don't know.
That?
I mean,
you know what I mean? Is that what it's about then?
Maybe. But why, with all the money that we're putting into, duck hunting, you think that refuges would leave a couple ponds out there for mallards to nest in?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the key, right? That's the future of the waterfowl.
The future of it. But
well, I seen a deal on Instagram yesterday, I think, but Cal Waterfowl put on there was they were dumping water into Klamath.
Oh, okay.
Refuge. It was water that they paid for last year, but that it didn't start pumping until this year because of I can't give you the exact specs. I can go look it up real quick.
I don't know. We just need to build some more dams in this stupid state.
Well, that's the thing is
we're controlled by the environmentalist lobby.
Really, I know we say stupid state, but it's not the
no,
stupid
it's not.
state.
It's how it's ran.
It's the politicians that run the state.
It's how it's ran. And
okay, so it says water is flowing to Lower Klamath. Earlier this week, water that CWA purchased, which is us, right, if you support them, and them doing their job, purchased from a landowner in Oregon began to flow to the refuge. This water was purchased last year, but just cleared all regulatory hurdles. So even though the water was bought last year, the Cal Waterfowls had to fight all the regulations just to get the stinking water flowing.
Is Oregon in drought? Why don't we?
No.
Why don't we just
let
it flow?
Had so much water last year.
Flow downhill.
I know. And that's what they were doing. 2 years ago, they were talking about buying water from Oregon and these guys, But to me, it's like, okay, you're buying water from them. What regulations does it have to pass? They're probably worried there's little shrimps in the water getting passed down that shouldn't be. You know what I mean? There's the stupid stuff.
I don't know.
It's not.
We're too stupid to figure that out, right?
I know. Yeah, I was supposedly, someone told me on one of the other podcasts, they said, if you'd answer my emails, I could tell you that the problem is whatever it was. I can't remember now. It was about. It was something political. It's trying to tell me that the people that are the problem aren't the problem. It's people like us that are the problem.
We're the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, I mean, it's still good to see water. Water's flowing. whatever. But I
Yeah.
mean, and if that helps hatch another 1,000 birds or 5,000 birds and helps them with the breeding grounds and laying the eggs, that's great.
Yeah. Well,
You
it
know?
benefits more than just waterfowl. It
Yeah, I mean, I'm
benefits
glad for it. Take
know,
every little bit we can
every
get.
wildlife species around there is going to benefit from it pretty
Yeah.
much.
Except the coyotes.
They have
You
more
know.
to eat.
Well, yeah, if the water's not there, but I know they're fighting, but it's just one of those things that don't happen overnight. You know, it's like a process that takes years, and if you let it get so far out of whack,
Yeah.
then how long is that going to take to get it back? 5, 10, 15 years? You know, it's
I don't know, but remember a few years ago when Lake McClure was so bone dry, and then we had like that really wet period, and how fast that thing filled up.
I know.
So,
it happens quick.
Yeah, to me, it's not an issue of that. I mean, yeah, we do have sometimes lack of water here, but to me, it's not. It's a mismanagement issue.
It is. It is. But we can look at different refuges too that we hunt here in California, and we can see that why some years are good and some years are not, depending on who's all running it and managing the habitat and the food, right?
Yeah.
Because some guys will come in and say, "Man, this hasn't been good for a while." There's a guy I know at a refuge. He's come in there, and that refuge he's been there for, I think this is going to be his 3rd season. Already, last year, it was already a totally different refuge. It's already on the incline because of the way he's he's managing it, disking it, planting the right food. It can be done, and they have the resources to do it, but if you don't know what you're doing and you don't do it,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm appreciative of most of those people that work at the refuges are good people, but some of them, I think, are there for the job and don't really know about the birds or maybe even care about them sometimes, you know. They're just there because it's a state job and just pays the bills.
But what
you
you
know?
don't know, you don't know too sometimes, you know.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not blaming them. I'm saying they took that job because it pays the bills.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they know it. I mean, look at me. I think I know a lot about waterfowl, but would I know how to
manage it?
No,
Yeah,
probably
I wouldn't
not.
either. I wouldn't either.
I would try. I would research. I would talk to people that know what they're doing and try my best. How fun would that be?
Or look to the right things. Like, you know, we talked a while
Tony?
back to Tony, and he was talking about how his grandfather, you know, was involved in a few refuges and they had duck clubs, and so what he's produced there with, you know, the habitat that they have and the amount of birds, you know, it shows that it works if you manage it right. I think it's like anything else, right?
It is. That takes years, man. And that's why I was asking Tony, like, that was episode 189 if you guys didn't hear it. But like I was asking him, you know, are you taking notes? What are you writing down? I mean, there's water levels, how much rain you got, what crop that they like. Do you got to mow the crop at this time of year and let it sit out there? Do you like chop? Like, what do you do? You know, do you disc it? Is that what makes them come in there?
Yeah.
Dude, but how fun would that be to me? I think that would be a blast to manage something like that.
No, that'd be cool. Or like, you know, those guys that manage for whitetails, you know.
Yeah.
Just to be able to do that over time and
see the growth and
the fruits of your labor.
That'd be pretty crazy.
But you know, like, I mean, one of the refuges that we hunt, you know, that one year was really good for mallards, and it needed some work. But they went in there and just moonscaped the whole pond.
And it ruined it.
And it ruined it for what it like it was good for.
4 years.
Yeah, it took a while for it to come back. And sometimes I guess you do probably have to clear some of that old growth out of there and get some new growth in there. And the birds adapt. They do. They adapt and they do different things. It's just, can you adapt with them?
Yeah.
But I don't know. You said that you're the Spoonie. I didn't really.
Well, before we get into it, I wanted to say, if you guys are looking for any other waterfowl entertainment stuff to listen to, you know, I'm back in ag, so I can listen to stuff while I'm flying, and I'm commuting a little bit, so I'm back to listening to episodes and our podcast again. Check out my brother podcast. That basically is what we call each other. The Duck Gun podcast. Look them up. They're on all the platforms, and also Outdoor Limits podcast. They're good buddies, and they have a lot of good content. So if you're looking for more than just what we put out 1 or 2 a week, they've got stuff over there too. They're really good friends too. A lot of great guests too that they have on over there. And another favor is just, you know, keep rating, reviewing us, right? You know, on Apple Podcast, or just keep listening on Spotify. I could tell the Spotify listens are going way up. I think it's becoming more of a popular platform to listen. That's what I listen to podcasts on, is on Spotify. It's just kind of, I like the structure and setup of super easy. But anyways, yeah, you're the Spoonies. So Looking into the Cal Warfowl magazine, this was the summer edition. It's got a big old king on there, a big old Drake canvasback on there coming in. But there's a lot of good stuff in this one. And I got the spring. I think that's the spring one, isn't it? The pintails on it. But this
Which one's on that? I didn't even look at that.
This
one.
is the.
Oh, I didn't look at that one. I looked at this one over here. Gotcha.
Throw that up there. But anyways, let me go on to here. It says, so did you get more spoonies last year? And it says you're not alone. The average number of spoonies per hunter per day shot up 78% over the historical average for the refuges from 1987-88 season to 2020-21 season. Okay, so this was the third best year on record. So I guess 87-88 season and then the 2021 season was the best, which was last year. The 2021, not last, meaning the 21-22. I'm saying the year before this one was one of the top three in over 18 years. No, let's see, 87. So that'd be, I can't do my math right now. How many years is that, Travis? Help me out. Is that 35 years? It is.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. My goodness. Well, anyways, it says Spoonies were number one at 12 refuges. I didn't count the amount of refuges, but I can do that here in a second while Travis is talking. But
do we have here in California?
Yeah. I don't know how many that is right there. I could count, but I'll just wait. But anyways, it was the number one bird at 12 refuges compared with 8 refuges in 2021 season. It's okay. We know you just wanted some of those sweet CWA banded shovelers. Averages for the other species in our top 4 were green-winged teal, widgeon, and pintail, which is crazy if you think about pintail being in that top 4 because you could only shoot one a day. To me, that just shows how many pintails are out there and how many people are actually shooting that they're only letting us shoot one a day.
Yeah.
If it's number 4 bird and you can only shoot one per hunter a day, that means every time people are going, they're almost getting a pintail. To compare to a bird that you can shoot 7 of, like a green wing or a mallard or a spoonie.
Yeah.
How in the world is that the number 4 top bird killed?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, at a refuge.
Yeah. Like, I'm surprised that's not. I don't know. I guess that is kind of our main birds. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, I guess. Because mallard ain't going to be when you compare it to all these. So I guess that kind of makes sense. That's nothing special, really. Because you're not going to shoot a ton. We're not going to shoot hardly any blue wings.
No.
We're not really. I mean, we shot a lot of cinnamons, but it's not going to compare to.
No, you don't even see that many cinnamons.
Pintails. So I guess that kind of makes sense.
But I mean, you think
I
like
honestly
maybe
kind of thought snow
gadwall.
geese. Yeah, what about gadwall? Or what about snow geese?
I don't know snow geese. I mean, I don't know if that many people target snow geese specifically, though. You know?
But dude, if you look on here, let me find it. Yeah.
You think
anyways.
gadwall would be high?
Yeah. More than
we see a lot of gadwall.
pintail,
We see
right?
a lot of widgeon. You know, there's quite a few widgeon.
Yeah. That's I mean, I don't know. I felt like that was. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it doesn't. If you could, because you can only shoot one. So let's say if a few refuges don't have much gadwall, but the fact that at another refuge you could shoot 7 of them, it seems like it'd be hard to overcome that number of 1 per day.
Yeah,
per hunter, right?
Because you're limited.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was way up this year. But what's funny is how many did you shoot? You think
spoonies?
Were you purposely not shooting spoonies? And that's okay
no,
if you
because
weren't.
I mean I don't like really target spoonies,
Right?
And if I do, I try to shoot like a mature drake,
Right, a really studded out
Yeah,
one.
like I don't just shoot every spoonie that comes by.
Mm-hmm.
I know I did shoot a hen or 2,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't honestly say that I remember shooting a drake spoonie last year. There was one day because I was trying to get all 7 of like drakes of the species in California, and I didn't. I don't even think I shot a spoonbill that day. I think that was the only bird I didn't get.
I think no, you didn't get one because you told me that.
Yeah. So I didn't. I don't even remember shooting a mature drake shoveler last year or any drake shoveler.
But it wasn't that you were not wanting to, right?
No. I was wanting to get a nice one.
Do you feel like you didn't see any?
I didn't see. To me, I didn't see as many. To be honest
I didn't
with
either,
you,
but I think it's all about where you hunt. I mean, obviously, if you look on here, you can see the refuges that had, number 1 bird. Well, they already said.
Yeah.
There was a lot of them. There's 12 of them this year. That was
So
that was
the
their number
refuge
one.
that I hunt a lot was there. What were they even on the list?
They were number 2
Number 2
for that refuge.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Number
They're
2 bird
number 2
overall.
bird. But yeah, I mean, it's funny. I'm gonna look it up because I want to see how many I shot. I bet you I only shot not even 5. And again, I had a couple goals. I went out a couple times. Like, I'm gonna try to shoot 7 stud Drake Spoonies.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like years past I could have did that easy. And this year I was like, I couldn't even see any hardly.
To me, it didn't seem I didn't see a lot of them.
That's what I guess. Again, it depends on where I was hunting, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't really go up to the Sac Valley this year that much.
I don't think I hunted up there at all.
Yeah, I was like mainly grasslands, Northern California. I kind of hunted everywhere. Hunted out of state a bunch. So I don't know, but I don't want to let too much of a gap go in between the talking here because I was going to try to really pull it up and see because I can on Freelance Hunt Stats. I love this app. It's actually an app now. Elliot from Freelance Duck Hunting created this several years ago. And you can go in here. I like it. There's like some competition stuff in here, but I like it more for like tracking the amount of birds I shot for the season and like what I shot. It's just kind of nice to look back and see like, oh man, I shot this year and last year I only shot this. I'm going to do this filter real quick because I'll put it at the beginning of season. Oops. I'm going to go back to 21.
I guess if I would have went somewhere and
Targeted,
specifically
you
targeted,
could have. Yeah.
It might have changed the
For sure.
thing,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't really target spoonies.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm opposed to shooting spoonies,
No.
but I never targeted them specifically.
Okay. Right here, I'll tell you I shot.
Because obviously
4 shovelers.
4. Yeah,
Let's
obviously
see.
there's places you could shoot shovelers if you wouldn't set up for them. And
Oh, yeah. You know what? Even at whatever refuge we hunt, certain ponds,
yeah, definitely.
I wonder where those were. I can go back and look. I'm not going to look at that. But so I shot 4 buffalo heads, 5 cinnamon teal.
I think one of those 4 you shot on the veteran hunt, didn't you?
The cinnamons?
No, the shovelers. I thought you killed one of them.
I did purposely. He was a stud one.
Yeah.
I think he's in the freezer actually because
Okay.
I need to get him out. I need to mount him. I was planning on doing it myself. Travis actually, if you're looking for a great taxidermist,
Yeah, whatever.
he doesn't understand. It's okay. I'd rather him be humble than bragging, but he's a really, really good at everything. Most of the stuff you've seen here. In fact, if you're watching on the MVM Show YouTube channel, this surf scoter right here, which I think is an incredible mount. He did that. He did. Well, the rest of them.
They're all on the other wall.
You
See.
can go on our YouTube channel. Shut up, dude. Actually, that one should be on this wall, that ring neck. But the thing is, the way he's facing, you don't get the. Grab that one.
You told him to
You
go.
wanna
that
grab
way.
it?
No,
Show
I don't
it
wanna
and
grab
show it on
I
here.
don't care.
I want people. If people want to see it, it's new. That hasn't been on my videos yet. I need to do update. Travis just hammered out. I think I give you slack. Oh, there you go. He hammered out 4 mounts for me. He did that Gadwall with that big black ring. He did the golden eye. There we go. Oops. Keep that off so it's not hurting people's ears.
I almost didn't reach it. I'm too short.
Check that out. If you're looking.
You don't even know how to hold the thing.
No,
It's
I want
so
people. I
like
want to see what it looks like going right at him.
that.
Check that out. That's pretty sick. If you're watching, you need to go to the YouTube channel. If you're not listening on there, I know a lot of you watch it while you're driving, but or listen to it while you're driving. That's why you probably don't go to YouTube. We need 1,000 subs, guys. You're doing awesome. We're at 823. It's getting close to 1,000. Start making some extra money on this. But yeah, check that out. That's one of my favorite poses Travis has done to date, for sure.
Little ringer.
Yep. Just coming in Mach 60. Honestly, it's probably my favorite pose in this room. Besides maybe that pintail.
Yeah.
Just because that was on a magazine, but that one's pretty much tied with my first. But this one even too, just the color and the black looks so sick on the surf scoter, yeah. And then you did such a good job on the bill. Do you want to? You probably don't want to give your information out.
No.
You don't? How many are you backed up right now?
I got a few birds I got to get done, but it's hot.
Yeah, that's true. I will
And
say
I'm in
that.
my garage. But
Travis,
I know the story. I've been harassed that I need to get an air conditioner and all that stuff, and I just
yeah, I'm not going to go over that again.
Who cares?
Well, yeah, it just depends on how much you want to do it. It kind of gives you a
Yeah.
break, though, I think, too. Just go in hibernation. But if you had an AC in there, dude, it'd be nice.
I know, but you got to.
It's not cheap though to get one.
Sometimes you're in the mode too. You know, right? You're in the mode to do birds. Like,
I know.
After season, you get that depression, so you're like, okay,
Here.
you mount birds to.
I don't know where I can put this where it's not gonna be. You want to put it on the floor?
To keep birds going.
I'll hang it up after we're done.
In the summer, I go into hibernation. I don't want to come outside. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, even if you were in AC, it's the whole mindset, right? I just don't want to do anything.
I want to be lazy.
Yeah, that's fine. Kind of like your prep to the beginning of the new season coming on.
When it starts cooling down, that's when I get more in the mode.
Yeah,
or spring.
It just kind
before turkey season.
Before turkey, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, Travis is on Instagram if you want to follow him. At least see his work. Maybe you'll get lucky and hit him up if you like his stuff. What is yours? 1972 or something.
My wife says I take ugly pictures.
You don't take ugly. If you had your friend that would help you out, 1972 Ducks Inc. All one word. If you want to follow him on Instagram. He just does great work, and I'm not just saying that because he's one of my best friends, but he does great stuff with his dad, Teddy. He goes and builds the, what do you call those things? Shadow box kind of thing? Is that what you call it?
Shadow box looking thing.
He just did this banded, are those? Yeah, those are snows. And then just put a cinnamon up there. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Anyways, if you're looking for something, has he been back by?
Ben? No, not for a while.
Not for a while.
Well, he came by the other day because he gave me a call and said, hey, does Titus got an extra reed? Because he tried to trim down his reed on his JJ Layers.
What?
Messed it all up. Like, they sell different sizes. He goes, well, they were out of stock. Fortunately, Talon had an extra one.
Cool.
So he was happy.
That's cool. I probably do. If he I don't know what size he was needing. But
I don't know. Yeah, I think he's got I think he has the hybrid. I think.
Would you blow a hybrid if you got one, or do you rather just use your?
Yeah, I'll probably get one. I'll probably get one eventually. Yeah, I've been kind of checking them out.
What colors do you like?
I don't know.
Yeah, do you not really have a specific you care about, or?
No, I like the Coke bottle. Like the other one that I have, they had a Coke bottle that was pretty cool. They have a couple different ones that are pretty cool. Yeah. So
that's a good call, man.
I don't know. I'm just not. I got other things I got to get first.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, I got a lot of things I want, and then a lot of things I need. And needing the word need mean stuff I don't really want to spend money on, but I have to.
Yeah.
I need a pool pump bad, dude. That thing is sucking up my PG&E, dude.
Really?
Oh, it has to be. I don't know what else is, dude. I go around this house like Hitler, turning the lights off, yelling at people, doors open, and my bill's still ridiculous. I think it's that pool pump.
Might be.
It's not a variable speed, so it runs high speed for like 12 hours a day. I told the pool guy, I go, I'm paying for that. I can't afford to run that stupid thing 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yeah, but you'll get moss. I don't care. I'll get moss in my pool. I can't afford to pay for that thing running that much.
You're talking about that the other day. I was in the front yard, and I live in a residential neighborhood. These two mallards came in locked up. They had to drop in somebody's swimming pool.
Yeah.
I mean, they were
right in someone's yard.
In somebody's backyard. I'm sure they dropped in there. And then my brother-in-law, they actually found two baby mallards in their front yard.
Oh, really?
And their cats were trying to get them. And then a little bit later, a hen mallard was out there.
She landed out there with them?
Oh, she landed out in the front yard.
No way.
Yeah. So she was probably looking for the babies, but I don't know how she even got her nest where it's at.
To get those babies to walk where they were.
Exactly.
So what'd you guys do with them?
I don't know what they did with them, to be honest with you.
Oh, man.
But the cats were going to get them.
That's a bummer.
I think they may have just kind of kept them. Yeah. But I haven't seen her lately, but she was out there. She was quacking away, probably trying to call them, but I don't know where she was going to take them.
Yeah, because, I mean, they can only walk. Were they little?
Oh, they're little bitty guys, yeah. Little bitty
How in the world? In his front yard?
His front yard.
How in the world did they get there? I'm trying to think of somewhere over there.
There's no water close. I bet I'd say the closest water is probably at least a half a mile away.
Okay, so with that, a lot of mallards, for instance, they'll lay in fields, right? Like cover crops, they'll lay their nest in there. And I've read things like they'll travel a mile to 2 miles to get to water.
They would have to.
But I don't know. But I'm thinking of where would she make a nest over there? You're right down in the city.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's kind of a bummer, man. Man, they wish you could help and get them back.
Unless they can raise them and,
But I feel like that never works out, Harley, yeah.
Yeah, but we do have mallards that I don't know if they're necessarily wild mallards because all the ones at the golf course. So they kind of move around town.
Mm-hmm.
That lake that's
maybe
like a mile away. So they may not be like specifically wild birds. They can fly, whatever, but they're more like residential ones that hang around the neighborhood.
Huh. That's kind of a bummer
So,
to see
I don't
something
know.
go to something like that, not really get to grow up. But man, the survival rates on mallards too is pretty crazy. With the, I mean, like even like raccoons and stuff will get in there and kill baby. I even seen those cranes. Well, those cranes will eat them too.
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen cranes like swallow like gophers whole.
Yeah.
So imagine a little duck wouldn't have much of a
Ain't
chance.
nothing for 'em. I watched a little baby duckling get just chomped up by one of those blue herons, or I think they're blue herons, aren't they?
Okay, yeah.
So they don't.
Or those egrets or whatever they are.
When you look at these numbers, how many birds are killed? Like if you add these up, like this one refuge 21,000, another refuge 10,000, another refuge 4,200, another 17,000. I mean, you go through these numbers, 23,000. It's like
that's a lot of birds if you piled them all up.
My goodness. What Nathaniel was asking, what if we just did one season where you didn't shoot any birds? Like, how much difference would that make one season?
I don't know.
Because if all those pairs are those male and female birds, hens and drakes, bred that weren't shot that were killed, I wonder if that would would that
like
double
a population boom?
Would that double? Yeah, well, that'd be a big population boom, or
I don't know.
Would you sacrifice a year season?
I know a lot of people talk about going back to a split season, but I don't know if that's going to help the population significantly.
I mean, it probably would do something right because less days in the field.
But kill less birds, obviously. I didn't really care for the split season, but
do you remember? Were you hunting?
Yeah, when you remember, I remember a couple times with split seasons.
And it started and then just shut off for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, it's really weird to get going back again because you get in that mode. You know what I'm saying?
That is weird.
Because we hunt so much, right?
Right.
I mean, when we miss like one Saturday or 2 Saturdays the whole season, but to take off an extended period of time would be kind of weird to get back in the mode.
Dude, we're actually so fortunate. To me, I feel so lucky and glad that I'm in the waterfowl. Was brought into that because, like, thinking of it right now, we're in June and it's hot and you just want to stay inside. But like thinking about that, mentally going there, like getting ahead and going into the season and just being able to like know that's what I'm doing all winter.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I think the hardest thing for me before was the gap between duck season and started turkey hunting a little bit. And I'm not like a super avid turkey hunter. That kind of extended your season a little bit longer than last year getting into archery, So I'm like, okay, August, can start
even earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the time when I'm not actually hunting
isn't very much.
Has shortened. Yeah. So it seems like it speeds up duck season.
And is that why it probably feels like it's like my goodness, it's already almost duck season?
Because you have something else to fill in that gap in between duck season.
Yeah.
So I think that's beneficial. Have something else to do.
It really is. And at the same time, like, I know you shouldn't overdo it, like just where you don't take care of the other things, because the other things in my brain that I wanted to do good at this year was really family time, or like doing some stuff, like maybe going out of town or something. But it's like, you just got to make that a priority or you just won't do it, And it's not that we don't spend when we're with each other every day, but
yeah.
Like nothing extravagant or nothing, but just like, maybe go up to the redwoods and spend, 3, 4, or 5 days with the family and just relax. Cause you need that stuff too. Cause I'm gone a lot, I travel a lot and I don't like going into the season feeling like, man, I didn't invest in that's a lot more important, obviously, than duck hunting. So it's like, I want to go in the season feeling like, man, I didn't spend good enough time.
Yeah. I guess that's a little bit different cause I'm at home
you work
every day.
Which I kind of am. I am too. I come home at some point every day.
Yeah.
And you know what's weird?
I literally work at home.
Yeah,
so it's like different.
Yeah, you're there. You're already there all the time. Yeah, but your attention's still not on your family though. If you're working.
No.
But it is a lot better than when you used to drive out of town.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Spend 2 hours of commuting every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we got kind of off the topic of the spoonies,
Spoonie, huh?
but I mean, in all reality, I mean, that's what they said. That's what I read about it. It wasn't a whole lot to be read about that, but I think.
Well, I think just next year you need to take one day and get your 7 spoonies, and then,
I really want to do it though, dude.
and you can do a dead mount with 7 stud spoonies.
That would look pretty cool. I just gotta tuck my taxidermist into
You
it.
need to get off your backside and do it yourself because you know how.
I don't
And
think I
don't-
can.
Oh, don't tell me you don't think I don't have time and all this stuff. It's not a priority.
No, it's not. It isn't. It isn't.
It's not a priority.
You know what? It is a priority this year for me, and I started today. Is getting Rocky dialed,
Preseason?
because I dropped the ball last year purposefully. I didn't just forget or say, "Oh, I don't have time." I never say those words. I'm not gonna say I don't have time. If there's something I want to do, I will make time for it. If I say I don't have time, it's because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Last year, I chose not to do it. Like, I was like, he'll be all right. He's trained. He's 4 seasons in now or whatever it is. And I'm like, he's good. That was the biggest mistake I will give advice I will ever give anybody with a dog. Never do that. You have
Just
to
take
train
it
in
for
the
granted.
off
They
season.
already know.
Dude, because, yeah, they do know, but they'll get sloppy or their obedience may get out of line a little bit. Like, if you're just not spending time with your dog, period, it's just not good. Man, dude, we went out there today. We worked on his e-collar went out last year or broke last year, beginning before last year. So almost the whole season he didn't really have one, and so I could still use. He still listened to me. I could still make him mind, but he would push the limits a little bit. So because some people use e-collar as a crutch, I don't use it as a crutch. It's to dial that dog in to be super tack sharp, you know. Because you don't want any variances. And anyways, I never even hardly hit the last 2 years before it broke. I never even hit the button. I never even had to do that. But anyways, I bought the new one. I had an 1825, which is way overkill for what I'm doing. That's for like multiple dogs. And it broke anyway, so I bought the new one a little while ago. It's a Sport Dog 425X. And you can do 3 dogs off the one, but it's very small. It's super light. I don't have it here. I'll show you, but super small remote, super light. I put that on him today. Went out there, dude, and he was just like, shh, shh. We were healing. I was just doing all trying to throw him for loops, dude. I wasn't even really, I tapped it a few times, super, super low setting. Man, he's just, they were like watching your legs. You turn left, turn right, spin around, go forward, start running, walk, stop. They're just like, bam, boom, like a robot. It's cool. And it's challenged me because of Nathaniel's dog, Kelly.
Yeah.
Like, him working with her is like, man, I got to fine tune. I said, we'll need to have a little competition one day. Like, once he gets, because she's doing really good right now. She's 6 months and a week. And she is healing, dude. Good. Like, turn, walk around, spin around. She's doing it just like Rocky was at that age. Sitting, sit, stay, like, put your hand up and walk away. You can walk all around her. She won't budge. Then you say, here, and she'll run to your side. She's doing really good.
That's awesome.
And the next step is go into the e-collar, which really, then you'll take the leash off.
Okay.
You don't even need a leash now. Your hand's free like I am with Rocky, right? And then we'll move into force fetch. But anyways, it's going really good. She's doing really good, man. It's so weird. It's like working with Rocky as a pup. It's crazy. Like, looking at her, it's like, man, I feel like I'm looking at him when he was that age. It's really weird. Looks just like him. It's crazy.
Yeah, it'll pay off too when you get out into the field.
Oh, man, I can't wait. But we have some pretty cool plans with that this coming duck season. But anyways, I don't know. Next year, we'll see. I thought there was more to this. I wanted to say something about this.
But overall, they say the numbers are down, right? Spoonies are
overall?
up, but overall numbers for California?
Yeah. Now, we don't know how much because they don't give last year's numbers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it says there was 90,753 hunters out of these refuges. I should count them so we know, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37.
37 refuges.
So 37 refuges, and it says there was 90,753 hunters, which is down from last year. But it doesn't say what last year was, and I don't have last year's magazine that had these numbers. But that's a lot of hunters, though.
I was looking at the thing over on the other side, where it shows those things that are going down. Yeah.
These?
No, right here.
Oh, right. Well, that's bird numbers, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and it says,
The percentage.
well, it can say, so average hunter per day between 1987 to 2020. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Check that out. So that's crazy, dude. Okay, so in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm kind of confused at what they're trying to say there.
I thought it was species numbers because he was saying the different species of
Oh,
birds.
so they're saying per hunter per day. Yeah, but I thought they would break it down by year. For some reason, they just say 87 to 20, but it says. I wonder why they do it like that. That's kind of weird how they wrote that up. But anyways, yeah. So green wing teal, it says half a bird
up in average
per hunter per day. It's actually went up 60.60. So it's went up 20% over 1987 to 2020. In that big
numbers per day.
Yeah. So 30. Well, that's
that
2020. So that's 33 years.
The
So in 33 years, green wing teal, the average hunter per day has went up 20%.
20% more. They're shooting 20% more green wings
than the last 23 years average.
Yeah.
Okay, but shovelers have almost went to 80% more. That's a lot.
Population control.
For this year.
We need population control.
We need just start going out there and slaying them. And just take one of those punt guns, dude, and just...
Got to bring it back into balance.
Widgeon's up, though. And I will say I can
more
attest to that. Yeah. It says it's up like 28, 30%.
Ringnecks got to be up. I've seen more ringnecks in the past 10 years than I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Pintails is up. And then gadwall, mallard, which mallard's bad, sad because mallard's down 60%.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, dude. But I think a lot of that too has to do with like Tule Lake, Klamath, all Northern California where they were all like breeding and stuff.
Yeah.
And that botulism, remember year before last?
And I'm wondering too if here in California, for the local birds anyways, is ag practices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
clearing the ditches off.
33 years ago.
Yeah, clearing the ditches off. You know, there's no cover
they're all
anymore.
nesting and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. They always make sure, even in like the canals, making sure no brush, no brush.
Clean.
Yep, cleans the whip.
Yeah. So where do the birds go?
Yeah, there's nowhere to hide and make nests.
Yeah,
get away from predators.
It's not like what I've seen like in the Midwest where they leave
months
habitat. Yeah, out there for a long time for whatever reason. Here they strip it.
But you know what's worse than mallards is wood ducks. They're down 80%.
I wonder if that's because of, I don't know. I can only look at it like a local level, right?
Right, I know.
But
this is for California.
I see more wood ducks than I seen when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But they're more urbanized.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
That's
with
parks and
little
creeks
and canals. It seems like the wood ducks that I've seen have almost become like a mallard. They've kind of lost the fear of humans, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's some over the canal, like where the bike path is, and you can literally ride a bike right by them, and they'll just swim back and forth. They don't really fly.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot more houses around those areas where the creeks were at too. So I don't know how that's really affected them.
Mm-hmm.
But I see more wood ducks in our area than I think I've seen when I was young. But that's statewide. I don't know what other effects there's been.
Yeah, they're the worst, and then mallard's second worst, and then believe it or not, Canada goose is third. Which I'm like, how? That's what. Again, like you said, it's over the whole state as a whole. But I'm like,
there's more resident geese than ever.
Maybe in 1987, man, they were just smashing honkers. I don't know.
I've never seen geese when I was a kid. Like honkers,
they're everywhere now. But like you said, they're more urbanized. Probably
they're all urbanized.
So you never seen them like in the parks and all this kind of stuff like they are now? Really?
Oh, there was no resident population of geese when I was a kid.
Really?
Nope.
I wonder what's changed that. Is that because they had to come in town because of
I don't really remember
farming practices?
Seeing a lot of honkers when I was young. But there's been everywhere that I know is population boom with resident geese.
Yeah.
That's really weird. That's a weird stat.
Kind of is. It kind of is. It's like down 50%. Oh, it seems like a lot.
Maybe they've moved off the refuges because that's harvest, right? So
yeah.
And so think about
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking just in general, but we're talking about 37 refuges.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you never see them at refuges.
Yeah, I don't see geese at
No.
not honkers.
No.
Rarely.
That's what I meant. Yeah, honkers.
Yeah, they all moved into town. They got smart.
That's true. That is true. What am I saying? I'm just thinking of California
As
and whole.
a whole,
I'm like, dude,
yeah.
you could go get those.
Yeah. And maybe like wood,
and wood ducks too.
That's wood ducks or refuges.
A lot of our refuges aren't set up for wood duck habitat. A majority of them aren't.
I mean, you got,
in my opinion,
that you can think about right around here.
Well, I mean, I've been to a lot of these though. Of these 37, I don't know how many of all these I've been to, but I don't know.
So maybe there's not the type of habitat that's conducive to wood ducks at the refuges.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Wow. I've been to 21 of these 37.
Okay.
And people ask, what refuge is that? What's the good refuge? It's like, I don't know. Try 21 out of 37. I've almost been to all of them except for Southern Cal.
Yeah.
And more over towards the Bay Area. Those are like the only ones I haven't been to. So to have success, you got to be willing to travel and move around. You're obviously going to hunt the ones you're more local to more because they're local to you.
They're close.
It has nothing to do with this one's the best one. I don't think we have the best refuges around here, but we have good ones, good enough I'll hunt because it's close to me. That's why it's just such a man. I didn't realize that how many I've actually been to, and really, up until about 3 or 4 years ago, I hadn't been to that many. I've just done a lot of traveling and driving for the last 4 years just to get out there more.
And then this was kind of cool. The stats for your chance of the drawing odds for a resi. That there has to be more hunters because
I know
places that I remember that the chance of drawing has decreased.
Oh yeah. Ours used to be 1 in 3. It's 1 in 7 now.
The one that we...
Yeah, the one... Oh, no, I'm 1 in 10.
Yeah.
It used to be 1 in 3. You could almost draw every time.
every time.
It's 1 in 10 now. Okay. Yeah. Or no, it's not. It's like more... It's higher than that. 111. What? A bunch of these are 111, 113. Yeah, all these ones we get 115. I mean, okay, this is what's crazy though. Check this out. Little Dry Creek used to be 1 in 250. Not that long ago.
1 in 250 chance odds.
Oh, I'm sorry, 1 in 150.
Okay.
This was probably 7-8 years ago. I remember it was like 1 in 150. And I was like, oh, that's impossible. Guess what it is now? 1 in 270.
That's
dude. And
that's
way worse than that. The hardest one to go is West Bear Creek, 1 in 411. And then the number 2 is Kern, 359.
Huh.
I mean, some of these places I've been put in my whole life.
And never drawn.
Never drawn. I probably never will looking at that. Imagine lining up 400 people and say, one of you. Jake's all, you're going to win if you don't put in. I'm like,
yeah.
Which a lot of us do. They don't let very many in. You know, there's all these different variations,
Factors.
But still, it's like, my goodness. And this is for the whole season. So,
yeah,
opening day, those numbers are way worse.
Yeah, yeah,
because everybody puts in for everywhere on opening day because they just want to get in. Yeah. But anyways, well, I guess we'll end this podcast. Interesting numbers, interesting things going on. I'm excited for season, ready to get going, and yeah. If you don't support them, it is fun looking at these kind of numbers. You look at California waterfowl and support them, and they'll end up getting your. I think it's 4 a year.
Okay.
I think it's a spring, summer, winter, or fall, winter magazine. So
quarterly
cool
magazine.
stuff. Yeah, but anyways, all right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.